Today we are trying to, I don't know whether it's a trial or whether it's a kind of a gory analysis, but you see, it is very important to discuss this. It's very important to discuss the economics of railways. And I have been trying to discuss this many times in many forums to try and explain to people what the current circumstances are, what the economics of railways really looks like. And it is not a very proud thing to say, but you see, the Indian railway system, it is the biggest killing machine in the world. I'm not saying this in the light of the incident that has taken place yesterday in Balasore, but the Indian railway system is the biggest killing machine in the world. And that is the reason why ideally it should be shut down or privatized or broken up into pieces and sold away or given to people who are more responsible about running the railway system than anybody else, than having it in government hands, because governments do not care about life. Life is cheap in India, and that is the reason why governments do not care about life. So let me just give you an overview of what the circumstances are, and you can always look up the accident data. The worst accident that took place was in Bihar when one of the trains, which was a passenger train, Samastipur to Nepal, some small place on a border town on Nepal. That train, it fell into the Bagmati River. Uh, I don't know if it fell into the Bagmati River or the Kosi River, because you see there are two rivers adjoining each other, and there are two bridges. So I think it crossed one bridge. It must have crossed the Bagmati bridge and fallen into the Kosi, or whatever that may be. And then this is a Himalayan river, so the current of the river is very strong. It carried the bogies away. There were people in the bogies, there were people sitting on top of the bogies, and this is, I think, on 6th of June 1981, about 40 odd years ago, and 42, 40 odd years ago. In those days, you had this rudimentary kind of a system where you see you had a hook from one side and another hook from the other side, which would intersperse like this. So this is how the bogies used to get linked to each other. So if one bogie fell off or turned over because of a derailment, it would turn the other bogie over, and the other bogie over, and the other bogie over, and so on. So it would be like a domino effect of all the bogies turning over and all of them falling into the river. So this is what used to be the system earlier. And unfortunately or fortunately, we have been victims of this system and been enduring this system for the longest time. So to give you a brief of what the problem is or what the dimensions are, the dimensions are this. We have about 100,000 kilometers of track in India. This is the amount of track that we have got. On this, we have 26,000 trains that run. Okay. Half of these trains, about 12 to 13,000 of the trains, ferry passenger traffic. And the other half, 12 to 13,000, or the other half, ferries goods train traffic. That 13,000 odd trains that ferry passenger traffic, whatever it is, 13, 14 gate, which ferries passenger traffic, ferries close to 1.4 crore, between 1.4 crore to 2 crore passengers every day. Okay, which is not even 1% of the Indian population. So if they were to ferry more people, suppose they were to ferry more people, then it would mean that they would have to increase the number of trains and increase the track capacity, which is not possible. We've got this circumstance kind of figured out, and that's the reason why you have to make 3 months, 2 months, etc. for one railway ticket to travel. If you have to travel, you have to book way months in advance if you want a confirmed reservation. Now, if you divide 100,000 kilometers by 26,000 trains, it means that roughly at every third or fourth kilometer there is a train. Now, if you consider that the distance to travel 1 kilometer at an average speed of 60 is about a minute, it means that every third minute or fourth minute on this railway track network, there already exists a train. This means that your network of 100,000 kilometers odd is fully optimized. I'm giving you the average number because we economists are simple people. We do simple mathematics. We just take the long numbers and then we average them out to give you a idea of the concept or an idea of the concern or an idea of the problem, the idea of the universe in a manner of speaking. Many places like Mumbai, etc., the trains are running at maybe every 30 seconds or so. So the track is optimized even further. All right, which means that every half a kilometer there already exists a train. And many other places, it's quite possible that the trains could be at a distance of 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers. So that crowding which takes place perhaps in Mumbai or some other place is offset across other places in the country where the traffic is sparse. Now, this is not an area where the traffic is exactly sparse, and this is not an area where there is a lot of traffic either. But still, you have had a situation where you had a fatality where three trains have run into each other, and you had more than 282 deaths, is what I'm hearing is the latest number, and more than 900 injured. But if you look at the performance of the so-called Indian government for the past maybe whatever number of years you want to look at, this is a Wikipedia page where somebody has done the job of putting together all the accidents that have happened. And if you look at these numbers, they're not funny. If thousands of people who have died, and through the 30s, 40s, 50s, 1970s, see the number of accidents. So look at the economics of this, because this takes away your productive manpower and the productive dimension of transportation. Because transportation is everything. Look at the 90s, look at 2000s, look at how many accidents in the 2000s. But if you want to take an overview of this, then this can give you an overview. Because of upgrades in technology and many other things, we have reduced the number of accidents. But you know what? This doesn't take into account something very, very fundamental. And the thing that is very fundamental is that on an average, on the Indian Railways train system of these 100,000 kilometers odd that we've got, on an average, 2 people die every hour. Which means that approximately 48 to 50 people die every day, which equals to nothing less than 1500 deaths in a month. So something like 18,000, 12,000 to 18,000 deaths in a year take place only on the Indian railway network. Now, you might ask me, okay, give me an example of a network where the accident rate is the least. So I can give you the incidence level of a network where the accidents level is the least, and it's called the Japanese Shinkansen network. It's a bullet train network. The trains run at high speeds. It's got thousands of kilometers under it, and you'll see over the Shinkansen's 50 plus year history, now it's more than 60 plus years, carrying over 10 billion passengers, there has not been a single passenger fatality or injury due to derailments or collisions. Not one. No fatality, no incident, zero. That has been the efficiency of this network. Can we get this network in India? Yes, we can. How will it be built? It has to be a brand new network. How much will it cost? Let's assume you want to put in 100 tracks. 100 tracks will cost you 100 lakh crore. Who will give the money? The Japanese will give the money. What will they charge for the money? They will charge you 0.035% or something like 350 crore per year for putting up this network. The rest of the money will come through the network. How will the costing or the premium of tickets be decided? It will be a demand and supply equation. In the night, if there is no demand, you might get a train ride from Chennai to Delhi for 50 rupees. In the day, when there is demand, you might get it for 2,500 rupees, you might get it for 10,000 rupees, you might get it for 22,500 rupees, depending on how many people actually want to take a train on that route. If you put in 100 routes and maybe like a few thousand trains, the job is done. At least one train which will have a throughput of 2,500 passengers or equivalent to 10 flights will be able to link up the country on the most popular routes, and you will have a network where it will be a zero incident network. People will have a choice between traveling on Shinkansen bullets or on flights, or for that matter on the great Indian railway train system. But people are worried that, oh, what will happen to our heritage of 1 lakh kilometers rail, and what will happen to those 26,000 trains. In any case, those trains, these people manning those trains, and these people who are running this business of the Indian railways are running the biggest killing machine in the world. So if we tell them the truth and tell them, sir, please become competitive, please become safe, please change the economics of railways so that you are relevant in a new world, it will be doing ourselves and it will be doing them a favor. So please remember this, that the moment you start to pick up and think, oh, we don't need bullet trains, we don't need this, look at your existing system. It is a system which kills people, it is inefficient, it is corrupt, it is dead, and it is 1930s or whatever technology. There is no use for that kind of a system in today's circumstance. Please study the economics of railways and understand the economics of railways so that you know what is the best thing to be done for your country. Thank you very much.